Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the May 21st, 2025 meeting of the Auburn School Committee. This meeting is being conducted in person and recorded by Auburn Cable Television. All are welcome to join us here at 5 West Street. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body and are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along. Thank you. Can we stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The vision of the Auburn Public Schools is to educate and prepare students for the opportunities and challenges of a changing world. Our commitment: we will create, maintain, and support an environment that fosters a sense of belonging for all our students in our schools, respecting race, color, sex, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, homelessness, poverty, spoken language, and ability. Are there any citizens' comments this evening? Seeing none, at this time, I will accept nominations from the school committee members for a chairperson.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jessie Harrington as chairperson of the school committee for the time period of May 21st, 2025 through May 20th, 2026.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone. I will seek nominations for a vice chairperson.
I'll make a motion to appoint
I think
Megan.
we have- Can I back up? I think we should have done a roll call vote for
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Dr. McCrillis?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Wren?
Yes.
Rayfield?
Okay,
Yes,
thank you
sorry.
again. All right. Seek a motion for nominations for vice chairperson.
I'll make a motion to appoint Megan McCrillis as vice chairperson of the school committee for the time period of May 21st, 2025 through May 20th, 2026.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call vote. Sam?
Yes.
Sam? Brooke?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
Me, yes.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right, by statute, chapter 71, section 36, the school committee appoints a secretary to keep the minutes of the meeting. Based on the above, it is Dr. Chamberlain's recommendation and mine that once again, we do not appoint a member of the school committee as secretary, instead leaving that responsibility to Mandy Rocco, the confidential secretary to the superintendent. Could I get a motion to appoint?
I'll make a motion to appoint Mandy Rocco as confidential secretary to the school committee for the time period of May 21st, 2025 through May 20th, 2026.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Mandy, here you go.
Lucky you.
Lucky.
All right, we'll move on to special recognition.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This evening, I want to inform the community, who may already know, that Ronald E. Ron Prouty, a lifelong Auburn resident and beloved educator, passed away peacefully on April 24th, 2025. A devoted teacher for over 4 decades at Auburn High School, Ron touched countless lives through his love of literature, commitment to students, and tireless service to the community. He was deeply involved in town government and civic life, always giving freely of his time and energy. Ron's legacy is one of kindness, dedication, and family, reflected in the many lives he enriched and the memories shared by those who loved him. And for those who don't know, the library at Auburn High School is dedicated to Mr. Prouty. If we could have a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. And one additional special recognition: Laura Lavin, an ABA at our preschool and the preschool lead teacher for Satellite, assisted the Auburn Police Department in apprehending a shoplifter from Auburn Mall. On Thursday, May 15th, upon the departure of the last student, Laura noticed a man in the bushes outside of the preschool who seemed suspicious. She called the police department, and her information was used to later apprehend the suspect. At no time was Laura or anyone else in any danger, but the Auburn Police Department was just appreciative of Laura and her willingness to respond, to see something and say something. And in your packet, there is an email that I received from Sergeant Kennedy of the Auburn Police Department sharing his appreciation.
Yes, that was great news. I know. Thank you to her. All right. Any comments? No. Questions? No. Okay. All right. We'll move on to accepting the minutes from April 16th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from April 16th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here and I didn't have a chance to go through them, so. All right, student reps, we do not have tonight. All right, move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. This evening, we'll start with our student spotlight. We have some students here from Bryn Mawr and Packagug schools to talk about their Project Learn the Way projects. Projects. Go ahead. You guys put it up there. Come on up. Project Lead the Way. Sorry.
I'll start first. How's that? All right. Good evening, everybody. I am Carrie LeBreton. I am the tech media specialist at both Bryn Mawr and Packagug schools. And I absolutely love Project Lead the Way. It is a wonderful STEAM program that we use for grades K to 5. And one of the things that we really do I think they do a great job with is a lot of science activities that are hands-on. They have the kids thinking outside the box. They have them working on their own. I'm facilitating the information. I am not necessarily helping them. I've said a lot of times, you try it. If I do it, it's my project. If you do it, it's yours. And they can do it. Even the K to 2 kids have amazing abilities to do any kind of STEM projects. One of the favorites, however, is coding. And so I'm going to actually let the kids talk because they love the coding. They brought their iPads to show you some of the things that they coded. And a lot of people ask me, how can K through 2 kids code? And you're going to find out. All right. Here's Scarlett.
I think you could. That's okay.
The microphone fell.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be on.
Yeah, we'll leave it here. All right, Scarlett, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Scarlett and this is Mason, and we are second graders at Bryn Mawr School. We also learned to code in technology class. A problem that we had to solve was to design a game that can be played by your friends. We became real-life game creators, and we did it at school.
It is cute. You know, maybe if you don't get too close, you can get it. Okay, go ahead.
We had to learn all about coding first, and then we were able to make a game with actual controllers using coding. We had to learn to fail, but then try again, and we did it. I like that we get to do fun things like coding with Project Lead the Way.
We have Mia and Jackson from Packagug School.
Hi, my name is Mia Dore. This is Jackson Sabato, and we are first graders at PAC. We learned lots of fun things in technology class. With Project Lead the Way, one of my favorite things is coding. There is always a problem we have to solve, and this year it was to code a story.
Sarah, you could move that mic down onto that other podium there. Thank you.
Let me move this
That's okay. It'll pick you up. It'll hear you.
We read The Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything, and we had to code the story with a beginning, middle, and end. Coding is lots of fun. We were able to create characters from the story right on our iPads. We then had to code them to make them move, walk, and talk. We would love to show you our story.
Okay, we're going to actually wait 1 minute to show the stories because we do have a little video because Project Lead the Way is about more than just coding. There's a lot of science activity, hands-on, project-based learning, and the kids, I kind of took some pictures and stuff, and you'll see it up on the screen. One of the things we start with is the engineering design model, which you usually see, middle school, high school, but these kids start now, K to 2. Tell me what you're doing.
So I'm pushing this corner a little bit, and then a lot, a little bit, a lot, a little bit, a lot,
Ooh,
and push it and pull.
push and pulls. Good job. Nice
Type
job.
of force.
I love it. All right, friend. What are you taking pictures of?
Motion. Doing motion.
Doing motion. So what was the ball doing?
Pushing the ball.
Come on down, come on down. Hey, I did a nice long video, so I wouldn't have to talk as much. All right, the kids would love to show you some of the things that they've been working on. I'm going to start with the first graders, and they had to code a story, so beginning, middle, and end. And I just want to point out the kids that were on the video that were talking, you could hear them, those are kindergartners. So they were doing a fabulous job using their iPads and all that fun stuff. All right. I'm going to go up there and show. All right. Oh, no, first grade. I'm sorry. I'm giving the wrong kids. Here we go.
So I put this down.
You don't give that one to Mia. That one's Mia's, and this one's yours.
It's doing.
You can go right. You can walk right up there and show them what you do. Okay. This is your project. Yeah, just leave it there. All right. You're gonna make the big one. I think it's the first one, yeah. And then we'll make it really big. There you go. Go ahead. You can walk right up to the right up to the people. Yes, they're not going to see you on the camera as much.
Why don't you come over here, Mia?
Come and show us what you got.
Which one?
So you made this story do that?
Yeah, I finished.
I mean, Mia, this is great. That's amazing.
Did you have to code the backgrounds yourself? No, so there's this.
That's amazing.
Well,
Oh,
I see you added your own like little drawing. That's so pretty.
that was great.
Was it hard? No?
What? Wasn't hard. Are you sure?
LeBret King, they come too and do, we
Yes,
can do this all at
absolutely.
once, because we'll,
You can do any game you want. Go ahead. Go ahead.
just come and show us one
Want to show
thing.
Dr. Chamberlain?
Go ahead.
Oh, I loved it. That is
That was
great. You did an awesome job. That's
Good job.
really, I couldn't do it. That's so good.
Nice job speaking, by the way, over there.
We had a little game where you moved a turtle around the screen. That's all we got to do. So that's much more fun.
Very cool. You did a great job. Good job doing that.
Oh, you made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a brain.
Yep. Ooh.
So good. So good.
Nice.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
Ah.
Great job.
Nice.
Program for all of that? Oh, wow, that's awesome.
I know. I was a little scared of
Nice
you.
job.
Tried to sneak up on me.
Was it fun to do?
Yeah, you had a good time.
I love it. You did a great job.
You see?
You got to pick the background.
Oh, geez. Nice. Wow. Thank you.
Good job. That's
All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that.
what? Okay.
Are you a soccer player? Actually,
You want to come bring yours over here? I can take your iPads, so you'll have them tomorrow for school.
Oh, cool.
that's amazing. Great
job. Well, thank you for sharing all that.
Mrs. Breton, can we get a picture with you guys? Right
Sure.
Like the PR.
I'm like PR. Yes. Well, they all try to take pictures from over there.
Yeah.
Detail.
Get them to stand up there, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just on the Yeah, up to, you don't remember the song?
Next one now. Go ahead, guys. You're going to go do a picture. Come on over.
Miss Carlson and Miss Beverly, you want to get in there? Stand right up in front there and take a picture.
All right, Mr. Carlson, let's make it happen.
Want me to give you?
There you go.
Beverly, you want me to give me your phone?
Stand right there.
Over there.
Wait, right over here. So come over here. So you want to show? Come over here.
Okay, I want to
Mrs. Carlson, Mrs. Carlson, go over there. Mrs. LeBreton, come on over here. Right there in the middle.
All right.
My friend Nate. My friend Skylight yours.
Here we go, friend. Right here.
All right.
Turn around.
You turn it around. You can just turn it around. It'll be fine. Whatever's on there, Skylight.
Ready? Say cheese, guys.
Cheese. Nice. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
It's great.
I know. That's not gonna explode. Our friends on the school committee.
Come on up.
Absolutely. I mean, did awesome.
Great job presenting.
Nice job. Thank you for coming.
Have a good summer. You did a great job.
Hey, great job.
You are an excellent
Keep growing those brains.
Good job.
Brains growing.
Good job.
Thanks, everyone.
You were so good. Sorry, you were so good.
Thank you.
That was
Great
so
job.
good.
You. So good. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Brooke. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's good. But it'll be absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, Ms.
Joe.
Carlson. Thank you, Ms. Beverly.
I'll send you those pictures later.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that was great. They're a great group of kids and great speakers they were. All right, we're going to move some things around. We're going to jump to the ski and snowboard trip.
But now my packet's out of order.
It's got Auburn High School on the top. That's good. It'll work.
Okay. Hello. My name's Michael Young, and that's my cohort Eric Berg over there. We run the ski and snowboard club at the high school, and we're looking for permission to take an overnight trip to Colorado next March, 4th through the 8th or the 9th. I forget exactly. And we'd leave probably on a Wednesday, and we'd miss definitely Thursday and Friday school, so would miss 2 days of school, and then we would return for school on Monday. Wednesdays is really at the mercy of the airlines. If it's an afternoon flight, and we have to try to find a flight for 50 people, they do have, a month ago, they had flights available in the afternoon. We wouldn't miss any school, but that's where I'm at right with Wednesday. But probably Thursday, Friday for sure.
But then back in school on Monday.
Correct. Back in school on Monday. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Young?
Where's the call? Have you used this whole company before?
No, we've never actually been to Colorado. This is the first time we're going to Colorado. We've been to Utah twice.
I remember.
Yeah. And our issue for that one was leaving here. It wasn't nothing to do with them out there. So no, we've never been to this resort before. So this will be new for all of us. But
How did you find it?
This is a very popular resort in Colorado. It's the resort is Breckenridge, and it's probably outside of Vail and Aspen. I think it's like the third or fourth largest one out there. So
I have to say, I read through your whole packet with a fine tooth comb, and it was very, very detailed. You didn't leave
Yeah.
anything out. So
we try to, because
was
then it
great.
eliminates more issues later.
yeah, no, definitely like
and
transparent and I wrote a little note and I'm like, include vaping in your threats. But then I'm like, I read through everything and I'm like, no monies will be refunded for pretty much anything. So that they do if they screw up. So
yes, because if they because we have to pay, once we have to pay airline deposits and it just becomes, and if they did that to themselves,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Sometimes we can get them back, sometimes we can't. A lot of times, they have pretty strict policies that no, this is what it is. You can just sorry.
Yeah.
Unless they get the travel insurance and maybe they could get it back that way.
So do we have any questions or comments or anything?
Through the chair, I love seeing these trips because I think it's a great opportunity for these kids when they get to go on these trips. So, and
Yeah, most of the comments we've gotten from them have been like when they'll come back and it's like, yeah, this was probably the funnest thing and the best thing I did in high school. So
I agree,
was-
and
but-
I agree with Jesse. This was excellent.
And the price wasn't that bad either. I mean,
no, as of right, I mean, these prices we did about a month ago, especially like the airline stuff, but I couldn't book anything. So hopefully they should be pretty close.
yeah.
Hopefully they didn't jump drastically in the last month and a half or so.
I just had one quick
Yes,
question
go
through the
ahead.
chair. This is just for like seniors, juniors, and seniors.
A freshman through senior.
So it's anybody that's in the ski.
Correct. So yeah, we do, the ski club involves trips to Wachusett and usually this overnight trip. Sometimes we'll go stay in New England for a small weekend, but this every like 3 or 4 years we try to make a bigger trip.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think if there's no more discussion, Dr. Chamberlain, you had no more questions for you? All right. Let's take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the ski/snowboarding trip to Breckenridge, Colorado, March 4th, 2026 through should I say March 8th, or could it be?
We depart there on the 8th. We'd actually come back sometime 9th, most likely.
March 9th, 2026 then.
Second.
Hey, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's a vote.
Okay. Thank you.
Start making your plans. But you have to come back and tell us about it. We want to see pictures and we like free stuff if you get it. So,
Have a good
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, so we'll digress back to unfinished business. Is that where we were?
Yeah, maybe we'll do this one quick thing. and then
Oh,
we'll
I'm
get us
sorry.
back in
Yes.
order.
Yep, sorry.
Just as an update, on May 6th, 2025, at the town meeting, the Auburn Public Schools FY26 budget was resoundingly supported by town meeting members, and I just wanted to take a few moments to thank town meeting members, select board, finance, town leadership for all their support, and certainly the support of all of you with getting through what seemed to be a long and painful and ever-changing process. So thank you to everyone. We really appreciated the support.
Yeah, I just want to echo that the town meeting members and their support is just, I mean, it was hands down across the board. Everyone was in support of our ridiculous budget. That is like, it's a lot.
I don't think there was a no. I think it was unanimous, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Not sure.
I think.
I think it might have been a couple, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
that's all right.
For the most part, it was
Yeah.
resoundingly supported, so.
Yeah, so really appreciate the support for sure. All right.
So the next item on the agenda is a food service department update from our director is here with us this evening, Ms. Brianne Pulver. She's going to talk to us a little bit about things going on in her department to give the update. Yeah, head on up.
Hi.
She's been busy, let's say that.
Yeah, I did a few things since I last saw you in October. So I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to review some of the things that I have done. So first, one of the things that Beth wanted me to share with you is that The Northeast Food for School grant was terminated on March 7th, which Auburn would have received $21,000 in funding. But because the grants did not go through, we will not be seeing that funding. But we do intend on continuing to buy from local sources with the monies that we take in from the program. So we're just, instead of using a grant, just using the funding that we take in its place. Also, we have seen an increase of almost 20% on aluminum and steel-based products. So our canned goods have seen a significant increase with the tariffs and just driving things around. And we will see an increase next year of 10% on our clear clamshells, gloves, waste bags. We use eco cups and bowls, and sustainable packaging will increase about 15% in price for next school year. So we're just going to see an increase in items that we are using, but we don't intend to stop using them because of the price. We did a food show at the high school on the 17th of April. It went really well. We had 150 students, and a previous high school graduate, Rebecca Burrows Mansfield, was highlighting her cheddar cheese spread. She recently got approval through the Worcester Food Hub, where we purchase food through. So now we'll be able to support a Auburn graduate with her business endeavor next year. We did our Maiden Mass Day, and we highlighted Whittier Burgers, Smith Farm Cheese, Duva Buns. We served fresh haddock with Ritz crackers and garlic butter. We also did fluff and nutter sandwiches, smile fries, and all of the ingredients in our entree salads were sourced from Massachusetts. On that day, we saw an increase of 180 more meals than a typical day. So it was really nice. The principals all announced it on their morning announcements. I didn't do any marketing this year. It was just kind of like a fun thing, repeat from last year. We also did breakfast items on our Maiden Mass Day. We highlighted bagels from Lynn, Massachusetts. We did overnight oats with Auburn maple syrup, and we made homemade blueberry muffins from one of the farms. We got them last year and we froze them and then used them this year for our blueberry muffins. We have put in flow water dispensers in all of the schools with the exception of Bryn Mawr. We are still waiting on some electrical updating to happen before it can be installed, but in the last 3 weeks, we've saved 200 cases of water to the program.
200 cases.
Oh, my word.
So just describe what the flow water dispensers are.
So Auburn was targeted because we don't have the best public water. And Flow Water reached out to me and said, hey, I have these dispensers. They have 7 filters, and we want to just help you provide better potable water to the students. And we in Auburn have been providing bottled water as a option during both breakfast and lunch for the students, because not all of the bubblers are being used, and they the food service program wanted to take on that endeavor. So the water filtration systems, it has 7 filters. It's supposed to be really clean, and the kids seem to like it. It was a huge hit at Swanson. I had shared a video with Beth, and the kids were like, this was the best water I've ever had. And I'm like, it's water. They were like going crazy for the dispenser. Yes, so here at the middle school, we've gone through 40 cases worth of water that we were able to take out of wasteful, and then the students are using their own containers to fill, and each station tracks how many 16-ounce waters are served, and we were previously offering 8-ounce waters for free. So it's really cool. If you ever get a chance to go to the schools, there's 2 here at the middle school, 2 at the high school, 2 at Swanson, and then 1 at Bryn Mawr and 1 at Packagug. They look like what you would see at an airport, so the kids are just like very intrigued because they're very flashy. But I am very excited to see how this goes year over year. because in the program, we were using 500,000 8-ounce water bottles and spending a little over $55,000 in just bottled water that we were providing
And
to
all
the
that
students.
plastic.
Yeah.
And the storage.
Yeah, so
transport
my
and-
staff are so excited that they have room in their storeroom because we were taking in, 50 cases of water a week. So we've gone through about 200 cases in 3 weeks in water, which is cool.
Yeah.
I have Tower Gardens set up at Auburn Middle School, Auburn High School, and Swanson. If you get the chance to take a peek at them, the middle schools looks the best, and I don't know if it's because they get enough natural light in that it kind of like helps with the growing process. And then for next year, I'd like to run the Tower Gardens in all of the schools all year long. So I typically highlight it after April break, so then we can harvest everything by the last week of school, and then we clean them and we put them away for next year. But my goal is to have them available all year round. We also had our administrative review this year.
Sorry, can I just stop you there, just in case? I saw Chloe nodding profusely over the flow water. So how is it, Chloe?
So I tried it out, and honestly, it's really nice. I feel like it's a big improvement from like the bubbler water we had before, not to like shame it or anything.
There were a lot of complaints about the
Just
bubbler
look
water.
cleaner too.
They're flashy.
Yeah, they are.
Flashy.
They are.
Sometimes there are like lines, and at lunch there are also like lines, and everyone's like trying it out. And I tried it out, and then I told my friends, hey, you gotta try this.
Right.
Yeah. We're combating like here at the middle school because I live here. Students want to leave their classroom to go fill at our water stations, so we're just gonna have to like get through it.
Through the chair, so they are able to use it other than at lunchtime.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
awesome.
So
Okay.
they're in locations that are in a cafeteria and then outside of a cafeteria. So it is open to staff. Anybody can use it. I tried to put them in places that could justify the program paying for them, but are available to everybody. So we
Because it is through
strategically
her
tried-
funding.
Right.
So you can't put it like in a second floor hallway because
Right.
it's part of the
cafeteria.
cafeteria.
Yeah.
Through the
And
chair.
they're reasonable to rent. I think it's like $150 a month to have the unit, and they service it. And we went with the rental opposed to buying it outright because the warranty is actually better for the rental than it is to purchase it. And I don't want to, if you buy the extended car warranty, I'd rather have that than nothing.
Through the chair. Now it all makes sense because in the last few weeks, my daughter and her friends have been talking about how water tastes different, and I'm like, where did this come from? And now ding, ding, ding. I understand now.
That up for yourself.
It all.
Have a online date for Bryn Mawr. They need to get in on this.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm just waiting on the electrician. We decided to use our in-house electrician, so Glenn and I are working on that. We have the plumbing already. We just need electric.
Okay.
But the machine is there. So we're just waiting on that, unfortunately. Sorry.
All right. No, that's all right. Just want everyone hydrated. So
Yes, that was the goal.
great.
Through the chair, are we still providing bottled water at Bryn Mawr until?
So yes, we are
Oh,
still
okay.
providing bottled water there. The only school that we weren't providing bottled water previous to this was Swanson. All of the other schools, because they have 2 bubblers in their cafeteria already.
Yeah.
So it just worked out that way. But yes, we're still providing bottled water to Bryn Mawr until they become online. All of the other schools have completely transitioned away from bottled water.
Nice.
We kept it until we ran out, and then that was it.
Awesome. Through the chair, this is that like hands-free, like the
So we have to
purple
press
light
a
thing, right? That you
button.
just like stick it.
So you have to
Okay.
press a button.
Oh, okay.
I should do like a little demo for you guys. It would be fun.
Yeah.
So you put it underneath, you press the button, and then you tell it when to stop.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it last night at the high school. It's a button like up near the gym. It was cool. I went to the bathroom and I was like, "Ooh, this thing's cool." And I didn't have a water bottle, so I was like, "Oh."
Yeah. So downstairs in the downstairs at the high school, we provide cups for right now, but next year we're going to transition to bring your own vessel. And if you ask, of course, nicely, I'll always offer you a cup.
All right. Great. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt
no
you.
problem. And then, so we had our administrative review. So it's an every 3 year, and this was our year. It went really well. I was impressed with just the staff, and Kim and I really got it all together, and the reviewer only had to stay one day, and we had minimal findings, all things that were easy enough to do in a corrective action. And it made its way up to one of my friends at DESE. She messaged me on Facebook and she was like, "Hey, I heard you guys did so good. I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "Great, thanks." But yeah, I was really happy with the way it turned out. Just one of the big findings was we needed to increase our adult meal pricing. I didn't do the math correctly. We have to include commodity foods, and we raised it 80 cents. So not too bad.
I sat in on the final meeting that she had after the review, and the woman from DESE was glowing about how well prepared Brianne was and how pleased she was with what she saw in the kitchen, and how the staff worked together and all of that. And they do this. I mean, this has been the year of compliance between Alan and Greg and Brianne. I mean, DESE's been in and out of here all year, but really very complimentary about the program. So we have a lot to be proud of, and that's due directly because of Brianne's efforts.
And then I had one more thing that I had put into your pockets. It was a late admission, unfortunately, but I included our meal participation for the last 3 years, just to give you some reference. Last year was an increase from the year before, and then this year we've increased almost all of the months, which is lovely. And I'm really proud of the staff, and I think a lot of it has to do with we found a really good menu mix, and we are sourcing, I want to say higher quality products, but things that the kids are seeing in their day-to-day lives. Like if they go out, we're doing like the burrito bar, that when we do tacos, it looks more like a bar opposed to just putting things on the tray. We've increased our fruits and vegetable options, and we have kind of taken a focus on which proteins we want to highlight, whether it's breaded or unbreaded. And we've taken the last 2 years, the feedback from the food show at the high school to kind of gear towards our menu for the next year. So that's kind of like my gauge is if the high school kids like it, then I can teach the younger kids to like it.
Well, I have to say that in 1980, they didn't have haddock at my lunch, so.
With garlic butter.
Same
Pull the
price,
plastic off the
Chatham,
lava
Mass.
pot.
So on each container, it lets you know which farm it came to, and then we showed the kids like that they could use the QR code, and we kept it open for a couple of days for them to see it. And then my last item was that yesterday we were recognized at the Healthy Kids, Healthy Schools Summit in Norwood, Mass, for our wellness policy. So this year we've done our Tier 1 wellness policy, which previously we hadn't had it updated for almost 5 years, and every 3 years it needs to be reviewed. And to keep myself motivated, I enrolled us into the wellness initiative with the Department of Ed. It's called SWITCH. Please don't ask me the acronym because I don't know what it all is. But we spent the last year reviewing our wellness policy, and then I was taught how to use the Healthy Kids for America, Healthy Kids in America webpage to kind of help our staff put wellness into our program, and then we intend to use it moving forward in our policy. So yes, we received a nice banner, and I'm really happy that we have a policy that we can present to you soon.
Well, and the wellness policy is in your packet that you can review, and we'll revisit it at the next meeting for adoption. Brianne did not do this alone, right? You had several folks helping you to put this together. So something that we can add on to the next agenda.
So that's it. If you have any questions,
You had one more thing,
what is my last thing? I'm so
the meal charge refund
Oh,
admin
yes.
policy. That is also in your packet.
Yes, so part of the finding for our review was to update the wording in our meal charge refund administrative policy. And I am hoping that we can update the language and adopt it.
Okay, you want to do that?
And that's what's in blue.
Okay.
And really, it's the change, right, with the staff charging policy and the balance donation and carryover, right, from what they've seen. It's just in blue. So we can certainly put that on for the next meeting as well, if we'd like to give a chance to review it.
Yeah, might as well do them both
Yep.
at the same time. All right. Well, we are very lucky to have you, I have to say. You are amazing.
We'll try again next year. But thank you for your time.
And through the chair, I just want to say one more thing. As far as the number of, the increase in participation, there were times where I would get complaints from families about the size of the meals or the quality of the meals. I've not gotten any of those at all recently. I think there's been a big change in the department, all for the better. And so I just really appreciate Brienne and her whole team's efforts, because it takes all of them.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, and last week they were all out learning how to use a fire extinguisher out in front of the fire department over here. It was quite something. He had a fire going and smoke everywhere. And so all these things that she's bringing in, that's really, I think, energizing the department to show that we care about them and then they care about our kids. So it's been really good.
And can I, through the chair, if I may just say, I had the opportunity to attend the summit briefly yesterday and see Brienne and her team recognized. One of, I think, probably about 40 schools across the Commonwealth, and just seeing her interact, and definitely a star amongst the food service group. And Dr. McCrillis and I have had the opportunity to be on the wellness committee, and I don't know that people realize how much you're taking on. It's not just what's happening in the kitchen. So it's been a great experience. And
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I appreciate it. But yeah, I can't do it without the staff. They're the ones that really, it matters, because I can't serve lunch to everybody myself.
Yeah.
That would be
Thank you
hard.
again for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all you do. It's great. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you.
Catch us after.
Get your woolies on.
Isn't it summer tomorrow? I mean,
Oh.
I can't.
You know it.
All right.
Next item, I think, is bus registration.
Okay.
Just letting folks know that at this point, we have over 1,100 bus applications, which is awesome. As far as applications go, we're usually around 1,600 kids. So I have put out a couple of more pokes to families to kind of get that in, but we're in very good shape this year. So I think our habits of getting things out, people are getting the swing of things with when they need to be watching. So that's awesome.
Oh, it's my turn.
you're up.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. So we did Dr. Chamberlain's evaluation was conducted, and I have the results for that. So each member of the school committee has completed an evaluation of Dr. Chamberlain's performance for the school year 2024 to 2025. The evaluation that has been conducted is in accordance with the terms of the DESE Educator Evaluation. This year's 5 professional focus indicators chosen by Dr. Chamberlain were student learning, professional practice, as well as 3 district improvement goals. Each school committee member was given data and proof of progress in meeting each focal point. Each focus indicator got a rating of exceeded, met, significant progress, some progress, or did not meet. Focus indicator 1 was professional practice. Continue to participate in year 3 and complete the new superintendent induction program, and the overall result was exceeded. Focus indicator number 2 was student learning. Empower teams of administration and instructional staff to use a comprehensive system of informal and formal assessment methods to measure each student's learning, growth, and progress toward achieving state and local standards. The overall result was met. Focus indicator number 3 was the district improvement goal number 1. Develop and implement culturally responsive policies and practices that acknowledge diverse backgrounds, identities, strengths, and challenges of administrators, students, and staff. Empower administrators with time, resources, and supports to build culturally responsive learning environments, and collaborates with community members to create a culture that affirms individual differences. Overall result was exceeded. Focus indicator 4, the district improvement goal number 2, was develop and attain SMART goals aligned to school and district priorities and sharing best practices and success with the district community. Observe and provide useful feedback to faculty and staff on effective leadership and practice. Overall result was exceeded. Focus indicator 5, the district improvement goal number 3, lead administrators, staff, students, families, and community members to develop and internalize a shared educational vision around student preparation for college and careers, civic engagement, community contributions, and responsible citizenship. Overall result was exceeded. Per DESE guidelines, in addition to the focus indicators, the committee was instructed to complete the Standards of Effective Administrative Leadership, which consists of 4 standards with 21 indicators. Each indicator is rated one of the following: exemplary, proficient, needs improvement, or unsatisfactory. Standard 1, instructional leadership. 1A was curriculum, 1B was instruction, 1C was assessment, 1D was evaluation, 1E was data-informed decision-making, and 1F was student learning. The overall score was proficient. Comment, Dr. Chamberlain has a strong focus on instructional leadership through curriculum improvements, walkthroughs, data-driven decision-making, and use of assessments such as MCAS to further data-driven decision-making within the district. Standard 2, management and operations. So 2A was environment, human resources management and development, scheduling and management information systems, law, ethics and policies, and fiscal systems. Overall score was exemplary. Comment, these aren't from me, these are from my board members. Dr. Chamberlain had a very tight budget to work with due to funding and contractual obligations. She went above and beyond to determine what was best for the district, always putting students first. Standard 3, family and community engagement. So there was engagement, sharing responsibility, communication, and family concerns. Overall score was exemplary. Comment, Dr. Chamberlain excels in fostering open, responsive communication with families in the community. An example of this is the implementation of Parent Square that streamlines parent communication. Standard 4, professional culture, commitment to high standards, cultural proficiency, communication, continuous learning, shared vision, and managing conflict. Your overall score was exemplary. Comment, Dr. Chamberlain is committed to fostering strong family and community engagement through consistent communication, collaborative problem solving, and initiatives that strengthen connections between school, families, and community stakeholders. And that is the end of my report. And I would say we are all very happy, and we've had a great year with you. So congratulations.
That's a painful thing to sit through, but
On public television.
I know. It's, yeah.
So through the chair, thank you all for the support. I could not do this job without all of you, and I think in many ways, right, the school committee is just one indicator of how Auburn rolls, right? We stick together, we work together, we figure things out, and we do what's best for kids. And that just makes me proud to sit in this seat and proud to be one of your colleagues. I'm certainly proud of everybody that makes my work possible. The administrators are an amazing team across the board, and our teachers are top notch. Never mind everybody else that falls in between, right? All of our support staff. So, sometimes it's corny, but it takes a village, right? And Auburn's a pretty good village when you have a place to work that cares about kids. So thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the support. And you know what? It's a great job. So thank you.
Thank you. And as chair, I'm kind of in a little of her head sometimes, maybe like 30% of the problems, and I lose sleep over it. So I don't know how you do 100% of the problems.
I don't lose sleep sometimes, that's for
yeah,
sure. But that's okay. That's part of the job. So that's all right.
So I'll open it up to you guys if you have any comments or anything for Dr. Chamberlain.
Through the chair,
yes.
thank you, Dr. Chamberlain, for all your hard work.
Oh.
You're always like going in and out of the schools, and it really shows like how much you care for like the students and the communities.
That's very sweet, Chloe. Thank
Chloe,
you.
you're
That means a
the
lot
best.
coming from you.
None of us can follow that.
I know. I'm gonna cry.
I was going to say something.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's sweet.
I just have one question through the chair.
Yes.
Is there a way that we can make that electronic for next year? The paper?
Probably not. No.
No.
I think it goes in like a file, right? Yeah. We're not going that.
We'll work on
Yeah.
it. We'll work on it.
Put it in on the side, because my penmanship. God bless Jesse. I am left-handed. Okay.
It was a struggle, boss. Actually, I was like, I'm not even gonna go with that comment. I can't.
We'll work on that. We'll work on it.
Have the first
Yeah.
and second graders figure it out.
Yeah,
they
they
probably
can code
could.
that for
They
us.
probably
Or
could.
just have a teacher read it so they can read anything.
Yeah, I mean, I do my very best, but by like page 5, I'm like,
Yeah. We'll work on
I
it.
guess we could look into it.
I figured she would text me if she's like, what does this say? I mean, you know.
Well, through the
thank
chair,
you
if you
very
can
much.
provide it electronically and then we can always print it out. That would be very helpful. Then we can type it in because
We can do that.
That would
Yeah.
probably
That would be the most helpful.
for you
Yeah.
for the next year.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Get on that.
We can do
Mandy. Okay. All right. Anything else to add or? Good.
So Chair, I think Auburn is very lucky to have you.
Absolutely.
You're fantastic. You are fantastic.
Thank you. I'm going to tell my husband that today.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna be here at pickup
recorded,
time.
so you can always just keep playing it over
right.
and over. and over.
It's like that Staples button, you know that.
That was easy.
That was easy. All right.
Okay, back to it. The next item is related to the Special Education Stabilization Fund. This request for the amount of $49,475.73 is the remaining balance for the 24-25 school year for a student in a residential placement. If you recall, this student came to us right before the start of this school year. So we have been utilizing the Special Education Stabilization Fund. We need your approval to ask the Select Board for this final payment. For your reference, the current balance of the special ed stabilization account is $425,153.24 as of May 19th. So after this student's tuition is included in the budget.
Okay. Any questions? No? All right. I seek a motion to approve that.
Make a motion to utilize the special education stabilization account in the amount of $49,475.73 to cover the remaining balance of the residential tuition for a student enrolled just prior to the start of this school year.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The next big stack in your packet, as we discussed at the last meeting, one of the last meetings, I did pull together a cell phone committee, which was an awesome bunch of people. We met several times. The first couple of meetings were to develop the questions for the survey, which you also reviewed before they went out. So you have the survey results. This sheet that looks like a table. So those are that's the committee, we met in person for the last meeting to go through the data because it was just too hard to go through the data, on Zoom. And so the summary sheet, some of the big takeaways that the committee took away from looking at the data. So you'll see from students, they don't think that cell phones are really a problem in schools. Family and staff have a different take on that and I don't know that any of us were surprised to see that. Some of the things that did stand out were we did hear that there are some internet issues that sometimes cause kids to then want to use their phones in school. So we're working on that with Eric. There is definitely a thread around safety, both from kids and families, primarily about the need for kids to have them with them in the case of an emergency, in the case of needing to communicate. But the students make a case that, there's not consistent enforcement, and we think we're fine. The kids think that this doesn't impact their learning. Families do have concerns. 78% of families believe that cell phones have a negative impact on kids. 62% of families believes it impacts the emotional well-being of kids. Yet I think throughout this, we saw the complexity of this, or I will speak for myself. Because even at the elementary level, there were concerns from families, and you'll have a chance to review all of this, but that their child walks home from school, they get home to a house where there's no one there. They want their child to have a cell phone on them. As a mom, I can understand that, right? Yet then we have elementary teachers saying, yes, but I have students who have watches and parents are texting fifth graders during the school day, and they're getting text messages. That doesn't contribute to a positive school environment. At the staff level, same thing. Staff don't believe that cell phones have a positive impact. There are a number of responses talking about the use of Yonder pouches. A Yonder pouch is like a plastic pouch that's held together with a strong magnet that in some school districts, the kids come in, they walk in the door, they put it in the pouch, and they can't open the pouch until on their way out. Well, they can, yeah, and we talked about that. There are ways around it. I know in some places kids put fake phones in the pouch, so it seems like there's a phone in there when there isn't. There are a lot of complexities, and the other complexity is that cell phones, I have two sitting here, right? Do I go anywhere without my two, right? It's become so ingrained and embedded in our lives. And so the outcome, to some degree, there was some positive feedback that what we do in schools now seems to be okay, right? Like our policies or our practices, I will say it's not a formal policy, are okay, but it's inconsistently enforced. So the way the cell phone committee left it after our last meeting was at each level, the folks that work on the staff were going to come up with a draft to share out with the rest of the cell phone committee members to see if we feel like we're prepared to bring something forward to you at the June meeting. And so you'll see there's some notes on the back about some things that I said to them, I said, if right now you had to say what you wanted to do, what would it be? And there were some ideas, AMS in the lockers and off. Swiss, there was a kind of a desire to say no phones at all. And then some just ideas about issues at Auburn High School. One of those being instead of buying, and honestly, for next year, we can't afford to buy Yonder pouches for Auburn High School. We can't afford 750 Yonder pouches. I think they're close to $30 a piece. Mm-hmm. We can't do that. However, could we find some money to buy 20 or 25 of them? And if you don't follow whatever the procedure is, then maybe that's a consequence that the phone has to go in a pouch. Maybe that would work. So those are just some ideas that got thrown out. So folks at each building are kind of working. We're coming back together with the cell phone committee, and then we may come to you. Our issue right now, quite frankly, for next year is timing, which is, these kind of things, if you're going to start anything new, the start of the school year is the best time to do it. So we're going to have to see what you think if we can bring something forward at the June meeting, and then perhaps do we schedule a mid-August or late August meeting prior to school starting, if we need to discuss. So there's more to it, and I would tell you, read some of the comments from some of the kids, because some of them you'll get a little chuckle from some of them. Others, we have some families who are adamant that we as a school district are not going to touch their child's phone, and their child's going to do whatever they want with their phone. So we have this wide range of responses. But I do think it was really eye-opening, and I learned a lot. I think the committee was terrific with their participation. So I think at the end of this, we're going to come out with something really good. But it's a lot of reading. So
through the chair, there were a couple things that I really liked in the comments that made me think. One, and maybe that's the using the Yonder pouches as a consequence, is if 80% of us, or I don't know if they said 80, use it right, why are we being punished for the 20% or the 10% who don't? And I strongly believe that we shouldn't be punishing kids who are using it appropriately for those who don't. The other thing, and I don't know if there's a way that they could use this, a lot of them want to use music when they're studying or doing their work. And to be honest, that's what I do. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to get around that, but just and the emojis that they put in the comments was really cool. I like that. So.
I was, as a building principal, I was never the one that kept the whole class in from recess because there was a couple that were a little bugger. I was like,
Right.
so it's the same idea, right?
Right.
Why do you punish everybody or give everyone a consequence when it's just maybe a small population of kids that need some regulation? I do think embedded in all of this is education that has to happen. It was interesting because I just saw the Auburn High School, I don't know if there's a name for it, but it's like the newspaper. And one of the articles someone wrote is are our brains mush? And it talked about how, the incessant scrolling and the getting sucked into down these rabbit holes online, what's it doing to our brain? So while the kids here said that it doesn't, kids are thinking about it. And I think some kids, wonder the impact that it's having. So I do think in all of this, education for the kids and the adults, right? And the adults too. We all need sometimes to take that break. So I think we'll come out with something good.
Is there a way to put music apps on the iPads if Eric made it possible?
No.
You got to be careful
Yeah.
about
Language.
explicit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the firewall piece of things.
There's firewalls for.
I mean, what kind of music do they play at our spree days? We could put, what do they call it?
Bob.
Kid Bop.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sure the high schoolers would love that. Kid Bop.
Then everybody
was a
would be
joke,
making
everyone. That
TikTok
was a
dances down the hallway with their cell phones. Yeah, you'd be opening Pandora's
Yeah.
box there. Through the chair, just really quick, you have students that are on this panel, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Through the chair, what's interesting is, as a classroom teacher, I see that sometimes students think that what's best for them, which is, why can't I have my cell phone in school? And I was reading a couple of the comments that are like, I think we should be able to use it at lunch so we can text our friends. Your friends are sitting right there, talk with them. So I think that in general, yes, I read some of the parent comments as well, let us parent our children. But at the same time, we're trying to teach them how to have a conversation and how to have dialogue with someone. That's part of education, is to teach them that. So I think sometimes kids think they know best, but at the same time, we're trying to make it so it's safe. And every kid has their phone in school. What's stopping them from snapping a photo and sending it around? So there are some dangers to it that but I'm glad that we're addressing it.
Through the chair, though, as someone who teaches in college, I would love some education before they get to my classroom and sit on their phone the entire time because there's no rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Through the chair, I just want to say, I am on the committee. I apologize. My mom has been sick, so it's been really hard to get it to it. But I have to say, watching and seeing us interacting with students and getting their opinions, I think is wonderful, because I do think that they have a voice and it should be heard, and whether we agree with it or not. But it's nice to see that they're being heard, and I think that makes them feel, and I think that we're going to see a lot of positive results because they were heard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we start rolling things out.
And even with the survey, we had, I don't know, 800 responses or something, because we had them do it in school so that they, we had kind of a captive audience. And with any survey, the more responses you get, the better the information is.
Yeah.
So I'm really intrigued to see where we land with all this once everything shakes out. But I do believe that we will have something to bring forward to you, even if it's as a draft at the June 4th meeting. So.
Right.
Yeah, this is going to be a good education piece where I think everyone, all parents are included in this. Everyone is going to learn something, and hopefully we'll find something that's real positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Mandy will make it so. I know it.
Through the chair, the 8th grader said, I have a dream that phones should be allowed back in schools. Bring phones back. Very positive.
Yeah, there was some pretty.
Some good ones. I'm glad they have a voice.
All right. We will move on to the next.
Where I won't miss anything, yeah.
No, I just want.
Okay, yeah, I think we're on the federal funding
Yes.
update.
Yep.
Yeah. So just to kind of keep this on the burner, there's some information that was sent out from MASS. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but I did for everyone's edification at the bottom, that federal grant funding total, that's what we receive right now in federal funds. There does seem to be some indication that possibly the IDEA money and Title I will remain. It seems more likely that Title II, III, and IV may be cut. Again, it's a long way to the federal budget to determine, and the federal budget as it is right now is really for the next year. But what concerns me is then we've seen this is, there was money that Harvard was getting and they just said no.
Right.
So I don't know where it'll all leave it. I don't have an answer. And someone asked me, well, what are you planning? You can't plan for a complete unknown with what it might be. So I just want to make sure that people are aware that there is still this trepidation out there. And hopefully it will all come for naught and we won't have to be bothered with any of it and things will stay as it is. But I just want people to know that this really is disconcerting for every school district in Massachusetts and quite frankly across the country.
Through the chair, I agree.
Yeah.
Little bit of mixed news around Bay State Savings Bank at the high school. Business is down, way down. So they are going to be moving out. So they, they did say, they've been apart for, 30 years. Bittersweet to see it come to the close. They want to continue to collaborate as they can. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at what we're going to be doing with the space, but the bank will be closing. But I always thought about the woman that works there. She's always in there kind of by herself. Some days she does run a small class for some kids. But the time has come that it's just not feasible to keep that branch open.
Were we paying her to do that or?
No, they pay. Yeah, yeah. No, we don't pay her. That's their staff, but nonetheless, they have the space in our building to have that there,
Bring kids into.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seems like a
so
good program.
that's a big change.
All right.
The next item, the next two items are around the appointment of the Civil Rights Coordinator for 25-26. We must have one. This has this year and past been Mr. Keller in that position. And so we would look for the board to approve him again.
Mr. Keller, do you want this? You're not making eye contact, so. Looking away.
I prepared yard signs. I was, if need be.
All right. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion that Alan Keller be appointed to serve as a civil rights coordinator for Auburn Public Schools for the 2025-2026 school year.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Whether you like it or not. You get
Congrats.
it. Yeah.
And likewise, appointment of Mr. Keller as the Title IX Coordinator for the district. If any staff or student would file a complaint that they had been sexually discriminated against.
Okay. Get a motion?
I'll make a motion that Alan Keller be appointed to serve as the Title IX coordinator for the Auburn Public Schools for the 2025-2026 school year.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
It is all yours. Do you get a lot of complaints though?
Thankfully, no, there hasn't been a lot of complaints. Obviously, they're very important
Yeah, knock on
positions, though.
wood.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's I take the role seriously, despite my comment about the yard signs. But
Yeah.
but no, it is important, and there have been changes over the years. So yes, it's
Kind of a hot topic right now
Yes.
too in
Yeah.
politics. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The next point is just a point of information about our new athletic director. So Mr. Kevin Bigelow will be our next athletic director. He's coming to us from Lunenburg, where he has been the AD for the past 3 years. He has extensive high school and college background, both in coaching and working in athletic offices, and he's going to officially begin with us on July 1st. He will be around the campus in the next few weeks to kind of meet whatever students and staff he can before the school year ends. Mr. DeLongchamp has already been collaborating with him, kind of looking forward. And once he gets settled, we'll certainly have him in to come and meet all of you. So we're excited to have him with us.
All right. Great. Look forward to meeting him.
The next item as a reminder is the class of 2025 commencement will take place on Friday, May 30th at 6:30 p.m. And we're very excited. Again, it will be in the gymnasium, which I had lobbied for outside because it's so lovely, but then we battled the weather.
Yes.
So much easier to set up in there. And on the same note, the grade 8 promotion ceremony will take place on Tuesday, June 17th. The Dragons team will take place at 8:30 and Phoenix team at 10. That's a wonderful event as well. The middle school does a great job for that. So just to promote that a little bit. And I think the last thing for me are the student transition plans. So in your packet, you'll find transition plans for each of the schools. Transitions in Auburn Public Schools has been a topic at this committee for many years, trying to make sure with the moves that students make from one building to another, that we do all we can to ease that, any anxiety students might have. So you do have a sheet from each of the schools in your packet that kind of lay out, in large part, the things that will take place in each building to make sure kids are prepared to enter a new building or a new grade in the same building that they're in.
Any questions for Dr. Chamberlain about that?
No, but through the chair, I think that this, for my child when she was moving up to 6th, it was such like an anxiety easer that she could go in and like see the middle school and walk around prior. Like it, I think it's good for, especially when they're changing schools.
Yes.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, and I know the middle school brings in their student council, so it's kids helping kids, which is a nice transition too, so. All right. Meg, any questions on it? Or no? You're good? All right. Okay. All right, we'll move on to teaching and learning report.
Yeah, just very quickly, I just wanted to update you all. We had our final professional development moments of the year. It was this past Friday, May 16th, on the half day. So we had a variety of activities happening: our preschool screening, class placement, departmental activities at the high school. And we, as you know, we are taking on a new textbook at the K-8 level. So we had professional development from iReady on the new math text. We've been working with Empowering Writers, so we did work on writing practices. All in all, a very successful professional development year, and we're continuing. Our emphasis is on focus and continuing to move initiatives forward. So next year we'll have familiar themes: UDL, writing, math, with a couple of small things in between. But we're very excited about the momentum that we have behind those major initiatives, and we've already plugged stuff into our calendar for next year. So,
All right, great. Okay. Thank you.
And this one's yours.
oh, that is. Oh, sorry. So also in your packet is a list of 86 colleges and universities, some very impressive places that students are going to in the class of 2025. In addition to the colleges and universities, we have 3 students enlisting in the United States Marines and 1 in ROTC Air Force.
Great.
And Chair, that's an impressive list.
Yeah, it really is. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep. Good stuff.
good stuff.
Good for them.
All right, we'll move on to business and financial report.
All right, I have provided you a year-to-date budget report for the FY25 school year dated May 12th, 2025 for your review. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, Ms. Stanek?
And I've also provided a listing of budget transfers dated May 12th, 2025 between the same series and between different series for which I'm seeking your approval.
Okay, when someone's ready, a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the list of transfers dated May 12th, 2025 as presented by the business manager.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And I've also included a memo dated May 12th, 2025, requesting omnibus approval. As has been the practice, this approval allows me and the superintendent to work on closing out the FY25 appropriated budget and bring all completed transfers to you at a later meeting, typically at the start of the next school year. So I'm seeking your approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the granting of omnibus approval to the business manager in collaboration with the superintendent to make transfers through the close of FY25.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. We do need executive session tonight, but first, I just want to point out our student school committee members graduating next week. Will you tell everyone where you're headed to?
I'm going to Columbia University.
Wow.
Go you.
That's awesome.
And Chloe, what will be your major?
I'm thinking about either political science or biology.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Good for you.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Big city you got. Yeah, very, very impressive.
Yeah.
So best of luck. I know you're going to do great because you've already done great things. So you're just going to continue to get better and better. So we're very proud of you.
Very proud.
I just did want to congratulate Sam on another successful
Thank you.
election as well.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Back on the board. So,
Thank you. For 3 years, you've stuck with me.
Yeah, that's all right. Yep, good stuff. And one more thing, I had actually grandmother reach out to me real quick. I guess there was a tennis match the other day, and it was during that deluge pouring. It had stopped raining, and the kids actually all went out and cleared the court themselves, like all of them. And then finally the fire department came. But this grandmother just reached out and was like, we have the best kids. Like, all you hear is bad stuff, but I'm telling you right now, we have great kids.
yeah, they were all out there with
Yep. All
rooms.
Yep. Doing their best. So, yeah. Thank you to all of them, too. It's good. Great. Great to hear. All right. So, we do need executive session. So, I need a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss the bargaining position with personnel that could be compromised if discussed in open session. We will not return to open session.
Okay. Roll call vote. Steph?
Yes.
Meg?
Yes.
Myself? Yes. Brooke?
She needs
Yes.
a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second.
I'll second.
Okay. Thank you. Steph?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Meg?
Yes.
Me, yes. Brooke?
Yes.
And Sam? Yes. Okay. Good night, everyone.